All right, we'll do page 2 of Unit 3 on Latin America. The notes on this one are from Chapter 10, and it deals with the human geography of Latin America, numbers 10 through 18 on the notes. So a type of agriculture that's used here, slash and burn agriculture or farming. So it's a way of clearing fields for planting by cutting down the trees, the brush, all the vegetation, and then they burn it. Once it's burnt, they can spread that out over the ground, and it does provide some fertilizer. They grow crops. When the crops start to become less productive, then they will just move on to a new area and do the same thing. Terraced farming. This is a technique for growing crops on hillsides by cutting step-like horizontal fields into hillsides and the mountain slopes. So I'm guessing this is the Andes Mountains. You can see these steps that they've created. I also would imagine this is hundreds of years old. Just looking at the architecture of the buildings they have there, I would say it's probably from the Inca civilization, but we most often hear about terraced farming in Asia, but obviously a practice carried out in ancient America as well. So we have over 515 million people that live in Latin America. There's Native Americans, the Europeans, Africans, Asians, and then there's different mixtures of some of these different groups of people. Major language, of course, is Spanish. There is some Portuguese, especially found in Brazil. Roman Catholic is the major religion, Roman Catholicism, and there is some Protestant. A group of people called mestizo are from the people of mixed Spanish, so the Spaniards that came in, and the Native American heritage that was already there. Come on. All right, Quechua. So this is the language of the Inca, and it's still spoken by millions of people in that region today, by a lot of the native people. A group called mulattoes. These are people of mixed African and European descent. Over here is an example of what Quechua sounds like. It's written with English letters, however, I'm not sure that they use them. Okay. Largest cities in the region, we have Mexico City, Sao Paulo, Rio de Janeiro, and Buenos Aires. These 4 are among the top 10 largest urban areas that can be found in the world. The pictures go along with the order, so this would be Mexico City, Sao Paulo, of course Rio de Janeiro, very recognizable with the statue of Christ overlooking the bay, and this is a famous mountain, but I'm not sure, I don't know the name of it. And then Buenos Aires on the right. Most Latin Americans live in Brazil, so if we look at Latin America having over 515 million and Brazil having almost 210 million, so not quite half the population of Latin America lives in Brazil. Mexico City is the most populated Spanish-speaking city that can be found in the world. When you look at Mexico City with the surrounding suburbs, it makes for a very large urban area. So this is an interesting theory, very plausible. Native Americans came to the Western Hemisphere. I always do this, probably across the Bering Strait that separates Alaska and Siberia. This is the most widely accepted scientific theory on how these people arrived. So on this map you can see here's the northeastern part of Asia, Russia, or Siberia, which is its part of, And then here's Alaska, part of Canada. Pretty interesting though. There's one of the Alaskan islands and one of the Russian islands that's only 2 miles apart. That's always interesting to hear and find out. But as we look at the map, we can see these lighter blue areas. And this is a relief map. You can see the elevation. Also, you can see the depth of the water shown by the way they've drawn it with the different colors as well. So this lighter blue area would be about 600 feet deep. And during the Ice Age, a lot of the water was caught up into the glaciers, and it caused the level of overall water to drop. And so by that water dropping, it exposed this huge land bridge. The native people in what we call America today, under this theory, definitely would not be indigenous. They wouldn't have been original to the area. They would have come over from Asia. Probably a period of over 1,000 or 2,000 years. Definitely didn't all come at one time, just different groups at different times. Probably the earliest groups maybe settled farther south in South America. As the climate improved, temperatures got warmer, they would have stopped off farther and farther north until probably the last group would be the Eskimo or Inuit people that live in Alaska and in northern Canada. We can't really talk about this area without mentioning these three ancient groups. There were others, but these are the most prominent that we know about. So we have the Maya in central and southern Mexico, the Aztecs in the Valley of Mexico, and the Inca, of course, in the Andes Mountains, roughly 2,000 miles along the coast of South America. And that, of course, is Machu Picchu. And that's the end of page 2. Thank you.